fixed and occupancy in 2020. So they don't. So he's in his group. He'll be older too. So yes. Okay. We just had a group. Hi there. How are you?
Hey, me and this lady friend Kim might be expecting.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm so excited.
When will you know?
9 months.
I mean, you already know then that she is?
Pregnant?
Yeah.
We don't know, but she might be.
Wow.
She's a waitress down at the bar where I work.
That's big responsibility.
Yeah, she's so nice. I realize I don't know how to handle kids, Dana. I mean, just because they keep playing, it's like endless energy. But there's kids where I live, you know. And,
well, good, because you'll have to have a lot of energy.
yeah.
Yeah.
How's the architecture business?
You know, it's gotten busy this summer finally.
What division of architecture do you do again? Like.
So I've been working on a project at NIST in Boulder at the National Institute of Standards and Technology, where the atomic clock is.
Yeah, I studied that. Yeah.
So we've got about 5 years of work up there to do in the labs and things, and I'm working on DIA that's starting this fall. In between, I'll do another little something at NIST.
What subdivision of architecture do you like?
Well, I've done
foundation?
for like the last 17 years. I've done residential architecture, but in this firm I just joined, they do mostly government work. So
you design the whole building?
Well, yeah.
So you do like the plumbing and the electronics and the lighting?
No, we have engineers who design that. We just do the architecture.
Okay,
Yeah.
like the walls and the ceiling and
right.
windows.
The structure of the building and the light safety issues.
Where's your degree from again?
I came here for grad school, so I have an undergraduate degree from the University of Iowa, and then went to CU for graduate school.
So you have a doctoral?
No, I have a master's degree in architecture.
Did you have to get an undergrad degree in architecture too?
I didn't. I have an undergraduate degree in art. That's why I did graduate school.
I have a degree, 2 degrees in math. Could I just go to Boulder and take 2 years to be an architect?
No. Well, you could go through the graduate program. It's 3.5 years.
Oh, okay.
Yep. 3.5 years. Yep. So you could sign up for it. There are several programs across the country that do that. They have the graduate program for someone who doesn't have an undergraduate degree. I knew I was going to do that, so all my undergraduate coursework was steering me towards doing
I have that too, like soil foundations, reinforced concrete, structural steel, trusses, statics, mechanics, the trigonometry of the way the light comes in the windows, like especially in calendars. So like you always say to put the windows on the east so the light comes in when the sun rises, you know. And you also make most windows in a certain way so that the heat flows off as the sun goes down.
Right.
To cool the building.
Exactly.
But you also put the relevant rooms like near the heating source. So it's it's not usually good to put the bedrooms on the east side because they'll heat them up in the morning and it'll just like toast coming down again. But,
there's a lot you can do with glass and overhangs and sunshades and all sorts of things that are a little more environmental than just letting it ruin business.
I've studied that. I've studied a lot of solid state physics. You know, like the Laplacian, the wave equation, and what's called a semi-classical model of metals. It's like you take the wave function and find the Lagrangian E minus the volt potential. And it usually, in metals, it's usually what's known as a molecular law. So it's like they take the, VSEPR, the valence electron shell repulsion model. It's how they built the periodic table, because it's a spherically symmetric potential, like a molecule. The electron spherically rotates around the neutron. So in VSEPR, they assign the potential as three-dimensional central force potential in E minus V. So the energy is the relative rest mass of the molecule, and the potential is the 1 over R, the Newtonian potential of the molecule. Then they write that as a lattice sum over the solid as a whole. They take what's known as the Boltzmann partition, which is like reassignable probabilistic models where the particles are identical or unidentical. So they invented metal that way.
See, I'm returning to go work where the scientists work that I'm doing buildings lab for in Boulder.
Yeah.
Is not my forte, but I know. Yeah.
You know.
Although the medical, I thought about going back and getting a master's in public health a couple years ago because I think that's such an interesting.
That's what I'm really
In the environmental program, I know there are 5 different areas of that they offer CU in. I don't know if every school is like that, but I've read some online about that whole program.
If I had to do it again, I might go more that route. But, I mean, I do like. I want to.
You'll get to it. Yeah, sounds like after you get this done.
Hopefully, yeah. If I could just kind of go forward and. Well, and I'd like to.
Same with people that they did a Park Hill PDO for a parent stay out program that uses our church's nursery in the downstairs Sunday school area several mornings a week. So it's like a day thing. So they're here. But I don't know if those are from in there.
Oh,
maybe we had exercise balls.
Yeah.
In the PDO room.
When do they start Sunday school?
This year they don't start till the 18th because there's a combined. We would have started on the 11th of September, but because of it being the 10-year anniversary, there's a big combined thing in Park Hill with several churches. It's a big Park Hill kind of community remembrance of 9/11.
Oh, sure. Okay.
So we're going to start on the 18th.
Okay.
So it's a week later. We're in some planning stages now. I'm on council right now, church council. And I'm the council liaison, not necessarily the head of the learning area, but I'm still kind of helping with that and trying to with getting the curriculum lined up and trying to get things set up to get going and get. Probably really soon I need to get teachers lined up and the whole, to get it all put together. But anyway, so we're getting there.
Okay.
So
I probably could offer to help with.
Where have you
need help with? Yeah.
We typically do team teaching so that if there's some reason no one teaches for more than like 5 or 6 weeks, but it's and then in between there's usually some holiday or something, kind of a natural break. But anyway, just in case someone can't be here on a particular Sunday, then at least there's someone else who's familiar with the lessons, especially so that there's always 2 people.
Oh, that's good. Usually, we will travel, and I'll be gone occasionally.
Yeah, exactly. So we try not to make anybody have to be totally responsible, but it's kind of helpful too to have 2 people in the room and things. So whenever it's possible, it's good. But
especially younger kids, if they've got to cut something or do something, or make craft help. I know. Craft
exactly.
Yep, we've done enough Girl Scouts and different stuff that we're all over that.
I know. Looks like Chad's starting to get things cleaned up. I'm ready to go. This is our first day to get something done, and I'm.
Where have you been? I haven't seen you in at least 3 months.
Well, it's been like 6 weeks, really. It hasn't been 3 months, but I was here once in June, I think, and I'm not sure, or maybe it was once in July. I don't know. Anyway, it's been a bad couple months since I started this job, but we had 6 weeks or 8 weeks to do $9 million worth of documents and $9 million worth of construction, and I knew taking the job that it was going to be bad for a short time, but now things should sort of.
Where does it? Oh, it's so the government. It's government funding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a project we interviewed for. I interviewed with this person's team a year ago in April, but it took until the summer to get it funded. And this is all very new to me because I just don't understand how the government works. But anyway,
that's just coming from academic grant writing situation. That sounds.
Yeah.
It sounds familiar.
So anyway, I'll do this other part for the labs, and then I probably won't even be working on that anymore and be working on DIA by the fall. And they'll be doing a hotel and train station underneath the platform out at the airport.
That's a good idea.
So, and so the people staying in the hotel will be able to pass through a security checkpoint. I think get directly to the trains out to the terminal without having to go through the main terminal.
Wow.
So anyway, there's a very, very large, cumbersome thing.
I will say that I do think the airport is pretty nice. So I've just flown a couple of times and once by myself with the kids.
Yeah.
It's everything. Everybody there.
Yeah, I haven't taken the kids, and the times I've gone, it's been pretty okay. But I don't know. Certainly different than when the thing was built and you used to be able to wander and take the trains and look around, and now all the security I think kind of cluttered the terminal, but.
And I always have to go through the full, I don't know why, they always send me through the full bus.
Okay. Thank you for delaying.
Yes.
Are you coming next week? Or?
As far as we're ushering this month, so we'll be here all this month. I don't think I'm going to be working weekends anymore. I can't say for sure for Chad, but usually when he is, he's working on Saturdays. We've had to kind of juggle a lot this summer.
What does he do again?
He's an electrician, and he's been they've been really busy this summer, so we've had to do a lot of juggling. I felt like I've done nothing this summer, but have either the nanny hand off to one of us who's had to leave work early to try to and then go back or something, or to have her hand off to the next babysitter, or even on weekends. Like, I'm sick of organizing childcare.
I know electronics. I know something like, I took 101 electronics courses in high school, so it's like use Green's functions to model transmission lines over what's known as Biot-Savart coupling, and that's why the transmission lines are always separated by a few feet, so the birds don't land there and electrocute themselves. So if their wings touch both cables, the circuit passes straight through them. It's 40,000 volts.
Yeah, that would fry them.
I've seen it happen. Like, that's why eagles are not in the city, because they land on those things and it just shocks them. Their wingspan is so broad. But the transduction device is any moving current through a line generates a solenoidal field around it, kind of like a cylinder. And so they use Green's functions. It changes slightly when the current is constant. It's in a DC, it's like AC, which is sinusoidal. And so it just sort of radiates back and forth. And the reason the molecules never attain much energy or thermal energy is because every time heat builds up in what's known as resistivity, instead of resistance, it's probably a simpler way of thinking of it. Resistivity is the inverse of the ohms resistance measured in ohms. Yeah. But the electromagnetic current oscillates, so every time it builds up thermal energy, it goes one way and it goes back the other way, so there's no thermal dissipation. Because in DC, at the time of Edison, they used to, when they used transmission lines, they had to build them like 3 or 4 foot thick, because the heat would dissipate so quickly. It was just, because there's a lot of things to make AC really ideal. No thermal dissipation, low net energy. Because if it's sinusoidal, it just goes back and forth. It doesn't really accumulate thermodynamically, or nor does it burn out the metal. Because there's metal fatigue, like metal resistivity, where the rotating molecules compile in almost like a database. It just stores the memory and just rotates over and over, and then it couples and then it fissures. But it's kind of complex because it's a magnetic effect too. But in the transmission lines, I did a lot of work in solid state electronics too. There's like I did what they call a PNP junction. There's like a how do you explain it? If they have a gap, a valence electron gap that lets the wafer or diode, triode, it gains the energy and then it doesn't send it back. It stores it like a capacitor, but it also has no electrokinetic potential. Because most forms of capacitors build up almost like a slingshot. I mean, because when you build the electromagnetic charge and the electrons up on the capacitor, it stores the charge because it's a closed circuit and it's built on one side, but it couples on the other side, so it's like it's contained. But in solid-state electronics, when it couples towards the P junction or the N junction, which is usually like germanium or what's the other one? Germanium, gallium, thorium, and yeah.
You are going way over. Yeah, way over.
So.
Get them to, not even helping get things cleaned up, but I guess it's like you guys are there.
Well, it's good to see you, Dana. Have a good afternoon. Yeah.
See you next weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Bye. See you. Take care. Don't know.
Wipe the sugar off.
Oh.
The ants out here. Don't wipe the sugar off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, ants. Right.
Wine vitamin inside, right?
Yeah. You're right about that. I play my sorrow.
But that's a crazy idea. I mean, I don't know that that's a bad idea.
Okay, here's a glass for you guys. Hi. Hi, Marianne.
How are you doing, Enrique?
Pretty good. I was talking to Jorgen about political litigation against the people in my apartment building. He's nice, that policeman.
Yeah?
He's nice. I'm going to email him the documents or bring him next week for him. Nice guy. Wish I'd met him earlier. I didn't even think of the fact that he was a policeman. I quit. I had to. I might reapply. I don't know, might. My job. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my stuff. Telling me about stuff. Oh, I took my meds, right, Frank?
Huh?
I took my meds in front of you. I'm busy about it all. Guess you guys are closing up, correct?
I think we are, yeah. I don't know if they have a meeting or not. Find out.
Interesting.
Is there a meeting or are you just sticking up? We're looking at your, T-squares and triangles or bigger X? Oh, hey. That's why everything's based on their own typewriter. Turn all these lights out?
Yeah, yeah.
Oops. Well, Jack, leave this on. They're still in here. I'll leave it up to you. I'll get with Dennis. We'll watch them. You play the piano pretty good.
Oh, thanks.
I like that.
I'm learning lessons. It's Beethoven's Ninth, Beethoven's Fifth, and something called Apparition by Delirium.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You do a good job, buddy.
Thank you.
I have to stay down there sometime and listen to you play a whole piece.
Oh, yeah. A lot of it's improvisation. Yeah.
What's the
Oh, yeah. Oh, I feel heavy.
Yes, I did.
Well, that is a keypad that I
Thank
think
you.
most
You
people
know what time it is?
I don't know.
Yeah, let's take a look.
I think they're using that mostly for
See if you can read it. Those are find my
That's a
glasses.
problem to have someone
11:39.
because the kids are locked down.
Good time.
Every person
When yours tell time?
Older model. Yeah, it does.
let in.